All right. Welcome in, everyone, to A Programmer Plays Scurge Hive. This is a small title originally made for either the Game Boy Advance or the DS. I've already forgotten which, but a little game by uh, Orbital, which is a Canadian studio that made a few games in the mid 2000s. Because this is. Um, a port of, originally a Nintendo game, there's some oddness here. I think we're essentially running inside of an emulator, hence you can exit the game at any time by pressing left bumper and right bumper. That's wild. But yeah, I haven't played this game before. I'm excited to see what it's about. Already see there's some letterboxing because the Game Boy had weird screen proportions. English sounds good. Receiving transmission. Decoding protocol 2A75E6. Attention. Venosa Arma. Hunter designation. Target. Federation Lab. Planet Enos. That scrolled real fast to be able to read that. Briefing. The distress signal was received 48 hours earlier from this high security research lab. Subsequent attempts to establish communications have proven futile. Like cephalopods. The facility's primary objective was to study and confine samples of the newly discovered alien entity specimen Gamma 74 Scurge. This highly adaptable entity is known for its ability to rapidly infect and manipulate biological, mechanical, and systems. Soon. That's super fast. In order to counteract the infected nature of the entity, you have been issued a prototype suit within the facility. Bear in mind the suit is currently only capable of slowing down the infection to allow more time to complete objectives. Okay. The suit has been modified to house a projectile gauntlet as opposed to traditional firearms that can be affected by the Scurge. Your primary objective is to obtain any surviving data and technology incorporated into your suit prior to survival. Any entities possible information terminating on site in transmission. I can't speak that fast. That's wild that the game just starts with a text scroll that is that fast. Because that would be so easy to change, right? Like, this music isn't synced up to that. So, like, they could have just changed the scroll number. It would have been a one-line change. What are our options here? So we've got jump, shoot, tether, weapons. Alright. It's unclear to me if A is B or B is A. Normal, please. Oh, okay. We get to see this again. Confederation Research Lab 56. Planet Enos. So we're on a different planet than Earth. I read that, but I didn't internalize that. Received distress signal. Subsequent attempts to establish communications have proved futile. Okay. Skip this for the record. Okay. I'm pressing the buttons and nothing happens. So. Failure of the entity's containment is to be assumed. It's a strange way to phrase that sentence. We've been issued prototype suit. I'm really amused by how with our very limited color palette, we're like, alright, we've got to get the shine on the butt cheeks here. This piece of art here has very classic, so much of a picture of their hand and then pixel arted over it. Like when people do pixel art from scratch, it generally doesn't have that kind of lumpiness that comes from rotoscoping. All right, so this is very Samus. Hot girl with long red hair, that screams Samus. Also, we have earrings. Alright, Planet Enos. Excerpt 1, Rude Awakening. Destination Planet Enos reached. Disengaging warp core. Magellan, lock on to the research facility's beacon. Locating beacon, signal confirmed. Calibrating thrusters. Establishing geosynchronous orbit. It's impressive that they've managed to get the, surprised expression in so few pixels. But the Magellan, what's happening? High-intensity energy weapons targeting the vessel. Hull integrity is stable. Searching weapon database. Negative. It's a little loud. That should be a little better. Those such weapons match the current beam's specifications. Since Windu remote research stations have high-intensity energy weapons, we're right in the middle of Confederation space, light years from the border. Energy beam has dissipated. Commence damage assessment. That's just odd. Didn't seem like that did much except for toss the ship around a little. Great. Just great. Magellan, report. Foreign life forms detected onboard vessel, sealing all hatches according to quarantine protocols. Looks like we've got ourselves some guests, Magellan. Specify locations of life forms. A little house cleaning is in order. Highest concentration located in the reactor core and aft storage compartment of vessel. Proceed with caution. Okay, so I interpreted this pixel art here as being like a surprised expression, but I think that's just how we look. That's slightly unfortunate that, to my eyes, we look permanently surprised. Multiple malfunctions detected throughout vessel systems. Largest concentration of life forms found in reactor core and aft storage compartment of vessel downloading target coordinates. Okay. Press the map button to access a map of your area. Your current location is indicated by the flashing area. Mission objectives are displayed as targets on your map. Highlight a target and press jump button to gain a description of the selected objective. Interesting that they say jump button. Not a button. Jump. Like, we haven't jumped yet. Now we have. But it's interesting that that's the way that they describe it. So, map, we're here, that's our objective. So naturally, we're gonna go not to that. Never mind, no we're not. Unidentified biomatter has been located in the reactor core. Security doors have isolated the reactor core to prevent further contamination. Okay, maybe we are going to go there. Press attack button to shoot enemies with your projectile gauntlets. You can hold the button to repeatedly attack in various directions. The gauge in the upper right corner shows your charge level. If the gauge is empty, there will be a delay before you can throw again. Bioenergy to regain health and increase your EXP. Your EXP reaches a sufficient amount, you will become stronger. Word. Oh. I wasn't expecting to be able to just leave. Okay, interesting. This is somewhat chaotic. I do appreciate that we're doing this. You know, the silhouette of when things are behind. It's interesting that we only do it when we're sufficiently covered. And it completely switches. That indicates that they're doing essentially like a check between the camera and the player to see is the player completely behind something. And then they switch what sprite they're rendering and where. This is probably a sprite that is constantly being rendered, but not really, and they're just toggling on visibility. There's a bunch of ways that you could implement that. I do kind of wish that they didn't. Nope, we're facing the wrong way. Up. Nice. It's interesting. All right, so this is super interesting. So we've got our charge meter up here. If I hold the button, like the recharge never actually stops, which is a really interesting approach. Most games would put a delay before it starts to recharge. So we can sort of just like full auto on enemies. Power fluctuations detected in warp cores. Warp activation directives overwritten. Receiving new warp coordinates. Warping sequence initiated. Magellan, disengage warp sequence. Negative. Commencing input of new coordinates. Stand by for warping procedure. Damn. Better get this over with fast. Oh. It's surprising the way that the game will let us just like leave the room. I'm curious, if we left the room now, would all of the enemies respawn? I think they do. Analysis confirmed by matter as Scurge variant. All infected systems and life forms must be terminated. Proceed with caution. I appreciate that we've got gunk on the ship already. We're just straight up into a like Zelda-style boss fight. Scurge infected specimen Beta 327. Scylla. Okay. We're just a little, so we do have limited range. This is a jump. That's completely... okay. So the HP up is indicating that the enemy's HP has gone up. Gotcha. That's an interesting way of doing it. No. Why are we facing the wrong way? I feel like I'm missing some nuance here with the way that the projectiles work. Sometimes she doesn't seem to want to throw. but I've got like full charge, and I don't know why that's happening yet. No, this direction. Oh, so she's pretty bad about facing the wrong way. Scylla unlocked. I assume that's like bonus gallery art something. Warning: structural integrity of containment fields compromised. Inserting equal signs into his text to indicate that he's corrupted is a pretty fun, like, okay, that makes sense. Warning: traces of Scurge infection have been detected in your body, activating suit infection interface. The gauge will appear in the upper middle part of the screen and will indicate your level of infection. Be aware that if the infection reaches 100%, your health will start to deteriorate rapidly as infection takes over. If you have touched the red Scurge biomatter on the ground, your infection will increase much more rapidly. Multiple breaches detected in outer halls. All personnel evacuate immediately. Repeat, all personnel evacuate immediately. Okay, so we're at 3x? 4x? Are we not going to put on a helmet? Okay, we jumped into a shuttle. Excerpt 1 unlocked. Planet Enos surface. Excerpt 2 marooned. Alright, as levels go, Excerpt 1 was tiny, but it's also the opening level, so... Ouch, definitely not the smoothest landing I've ever had. Now's a good time to get my bearings. I remember asking for a backup Magellan program to be installed somewhere on the suit. There we go. Magellan backup version 3.5 loaded. Program initiated. Please state your query. Nice to have you back, John. Looks like there's going to have to be a slight change of plan. If I'm going to get paid, I still need to retrieve as many research prototypes and data from the facility as possible. What's my location? Accessing topographical database, planet Enos, extrapolating position. Confederate Research Facility 56 Biocore Lab is located 178 meters due northeast of current location. 178 meters? That's nothing. We practically landed on their roof. Updating map coordinates. Alright, so I'm trying to. Oh, it's not a X, it's a percent. Gotcha. We're at 12% infection. That feels like it's happening quickly. A lot about this feels like it's happening quickly. There's a certain like suddenness to all this. We're moving the camera. I think a lot of it is that the camera, pretty much by necessity, has to be zoomed pretty far in, and so it makes things feel kind of sudden. Okay. Pipes can be climbed by jumping and moving towards them at the same time. Okay. Right doesn't line up quite correctly, but it's fine. Interesting the way that, at least so far, this might not continue to be true for very long. It seems totally fine to just, like, base tank through enemies charging at you. Seems like someone already took the liberty of opening the door. Magellan, any life forms detected within the facility? Calculating. 1,658 signatures detected in the immediate vicinity. Scurge variants detected in 1,368 of signatures. Sensors indicate that the main generator is offline. Currently, the facility is operating on minimal auxiliary power. Proceed with caution. Roger. Why are we green? Why are we not green now? Ooh, Magellan. Identify object. Searching database, object identified as security card. Security doors can only be deactivated if you have collected the required number of security cards. The number of cards are currently carrying is shown in the lower right corner of the screen. A pulsing sound will be emitted if there is a security card in the current room. I'm really hoping we get an upgrade to our weapon soon to make it operate a little differently. Decontamination platform detected. These platforms are designed specifically for facilities that research and handle Scurge specimens. They will interface directly with this suit and help reset the level of infection on personnel. Alright, so we can move around. We can look at our menu. We're at 50%, 51% infection, which seems not great. Next level in just a few points. Upgrades, 32 kills, I'm assuming. 72% accuracy, specialist. This is our save point. Oh, clears our infection. All right. And also save point. Searching for additional decontamination platforms. Okay. Move change down to the basement floor. When the infection in your body reaches critical levels, check your map to locate the nearest decontamination chamber. All right. Magellan, looks like the scuffle here has knocked out most of the power. Is there any way we can reinitiate the power grid? Scanning facility schematics results are inconclusive at this time. However, an active data access port has been detected in the vicinity. Updating map coordinates. Okay. Sure. So I wonder if, like, the move here is kite enemies. Yep, there we go, level up. Are you missing? No? Okay. Kite enemies to get them aligned and grouped up so that you can kill them without having a bad time. Biocore 2, Professor Jadon, Biomedics Division, regarding specimen handling tool. My apologies, but I won't be able to meet up with you later on this evening. Some of my colleagues have been experiencing difficulty dealing with specimens in Lab 03. They've become increasingly hard to handle as of late. I promise to lend you the specimen handling tool, i.e. Tether, to move some of your crates around, so I left it in the security chamber in the hangar bay 02. You'll just have to activate the timers. We'll be needing it until next week, so there's no hurry. Sincerely, Mino. Alright, so we have to activate some timers. Feels like I should be able to push that. In order to open sealed rooms, you must activate all the countdown posts. Once you hit the first post, the timer will appear in the lower right corner of the screen. You must activate all the posts before the timer runs out, or the system will be reset. Okay. Tethered gauntlet enhancement. Press and hold the left bump, the LB button, to deploy an energy tether. If the tether hits enemies or objects, it will latch on, allowing you to drag them. Okay. Good. Am I supposed to be able to defeat these guys? Not super clear. Yes, okay. Did a fair bit of damage there. Pressure plates can be activated by standing on them or dragging objects onto them. Hey, rude. It is real unfortunate that I can't press B to just exit out of this. Also real unfortunate that we can't jump through that. I get why, that makes sense, but it is a little tricky to see what we're doing. Really. There we go. Our infection's high enough that I want to... I'm a little tempted. You know what? I am going to do this. Give me just a second. I'm going to shift the whole screen over a little bit so that you guys just see a little bit more. I'm covering up less. You know what I mean? 1 second. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Let me know. That did something. Maybe. Ah, okay, it did that. Usually, the camera feels kind of slippy, honestly. Like, the camera's not staying centered on us, which is fine. It's trying to, like, the camera is trying to let us see more of what we care about. but I'm not sure that it's doing a very good job. I would honestly prefer if it just stayed centered on us. That would make it feel less slippy. Damn it. I genuinely can't tell if I'm just like misunderstanding the perspective of this or what. Ah, okay, fair enough. Just got lucky before. Boo! The beeping is maybe a little bit much. Up to 100 health. Nice. Seriously, is there a way that I can change the camera behavior? So if I could just keep it centered on me, I think I would genuinely be having an easier time. It's kind of looked like a elevator, but I don't think it is. We need to figure out what the deal is with that card. That don't make sense. Clear out our infection meter. Make sure that we've saved that we have those 2 cards. And, you know, I guess leveling up. I do think there's a little bit of snapping happening with the shot, which I appreciate. I shouldn't call it a shot tether. Alright, so why is this not collecting? Was it literally on ground level and I'm confused about that, and it's making me grumpy. this way is going to be faster. There we go. Cool. 24%. I think it's still worth it. Alright, I'm gonna game save, so do this. Settings. Full screen, ratio, zoom, shader, frame skip, no. I'm not feeling a need for remapping. Auto set. Oh, that's interesting. This is some nice little options they put in here. Oh, nope. Settings. Does it count as cheats? No, it doesn't look like we've got anything to do. Camera changes. I just don't like the way that this is doing, you know? Like, I get it. I'm looking left, so the camera puts me to the right so that I can see more to the left. And then this way. But, like, it doesn't feel like it's always doing the right thing. And this is a pretty, like, extreme example of this. Like, we're at, what? Almost, like, the 75% mark? Which means that, like, when you turn around, like, the camera really moves. A lot of games have this, but, like, it's much more subtle. This has it, and it's got it in, you know, all 4 directions, all 8 directions, however you want to think about it. Like, I want to lower that. I want to lower that, and I want the screen to be, you know, full screen. But we do what we can. Wow, okay. Got a hub room. New upgrade has been detected. Oh, okay. To view different floors of the current area, press R. Updating map coordinates. Alright, so it doesn't look like we can proceed through this room without some sort of super jump. Oh, look at these guys. I get why this game, they wouldn't have messed with the aspect ratio. There's probably a fair number of problems that would introduce. But I do still kind of wish it was the case, you know? This feels like such a waste, you know? Whoa, cool. That did not work out for me. You can swim. A genuine surprise. Get my ass handed to me, though. Okay, cool. Okay. Sometimes it feels like she just goes off in directions on her own. If you you guys have seen me complaining about like her facing the wrong direction. That just happens sometimes, and I'm not totally sure why. Ah, okay. Definitely get this one first. Now I'll get these two. Alright, what did we get? EMP Gauntlet Enhancement obtained. Use this upgrade to deal heavy damage to mechanical type enemies. Use EMP shots. Press and hold. Hold B, R to open, and hold B, R to open the alignment selection menu. Next, push the direction of the alignment you wish to use. Then release RB to confirm your selection. To quickly return to your default alignment, press B with no direction. If sufficient damage is inflicted on an enemy, the effect will be chained to other nearby enemies. Beware, however, that EMP shots enhance energy type enemies, causing them to become stronger and faster. Okay. So, dun, dun. And then... Oh, alright. We are starting to get a bit hurt in terms of our juice level. What is the map situation? Seeing arrows. Okay, so that's a warp spot. I need to remember that. Sensors have located the main generator within Ransol Industrial Complex. There's a local teleport hub that leads to the facility northeast of your current position. The auxiliary power should still be sufficient to operate the teleport. Updating map coordinates. Okay. I don't know if these guys count as energy type. I don't think they do, but they also probably don't count as mechanical type, so... Ah, perfect. Game saved. Cool. Alright. Let's look at our map again. It's interesting that it's labeled as sick bay. That's fun. Noise is a little much. There's another direction we could have gone and didn't. Oh, mini boss. These posts are used to power mechanical parts of the facility. However, they require an electrical boost to function. Say less. Alright, cool. And now we've got enemies that we do not want to use electrical on. Enemies that we do, but we gotta be careful. You know what? There you first. got... What's up with this electrical dude? I'm a little fuzzy on some of the depth stuff. Like that enemy, I wasn't sure where it was in the Z direction. Alright, so what are you alerting about here? Memo, attention all engineering staff, in light of the recent malfunctions with the droids and computers, please be aware that accidents become quite frequent. Malfunctioning units can prove dangerous to staff, so please bring any noted abnormal behavior to the attention of senior staff members. In the case of more serious malfunctions, an EMP suit enhancement unit has been placed in the security chamber of Basement Lab 04. This will deal with any problematic droids. We are assuming problems are caused by a possible virus or malfunctioning node. The problem will be rectified as soon as possible. Okay, so that's the lore explanation of why we've got this upgrade available to us. Some of these doors look pretty closed. Pipes. Can't quite make that jump. So we can kill those guys. Two things, so let's see if over here. Right now, she's running in the wrong direction, and I don't know why she was doing that. Could be like input buffering kind of thing. You guys did. No, okay. Alright, I'm missing something here. infected enough that I feel compelled to go back to save point. There are other directions we could go also. Maybe we'll do that. We're getting into the Metroidvania part of this, which I appreciate and enjoy. Just, you know, oh, this direction didn't work out, let's try a different direction. So let's try over here. What you got in here? It's too dangerous to continue if I can't see where I'm going. Alright. that was a pretty hard nope, don't go that way. Interesting how, like, going down, it does feel like it gives the same vibe as taking an elevator in the Metroid games. Killing them with our face, which is not ideal, but, you know, I guess does technically work. Okay, guy. Alright, this, what do you need? Feels like maybe there's something with this that's needed. Need to be pressing the direction. Nope. That was just me being impatient. See, right there, she went in the wrong direction. Alright. That brings us up to 3, so... Save. Mostly just to clean out our infection level. And now that we've got 3, that means that we can just go through this door over here. I did actually want to like that. So what did that do for me? Press button. Alright, hold on. Thought. Brainwave. Yeah. I was wondering if I could pull this down, but it seems like no. Push it down. Alright, well maybe our answer is we just need to hit the buttons together and then we'll be good. Heard the good sound. Ah, alright, so. I think we just needed to be on it for just a little bit more. 1, 2. Gosh, that is annoying. Trying to operate something that we can't even see. One. I'm assuming, yeah. Feels like there ought to be a way to get up there. Like, I want them to be continuing to move around without me. Oh man, and he's back. Hey, level up. Alright, well, I'm gonna reset my Scurge levels. We're scourged to the gills. I feel like we basically have the solution to that room. I just need to like get kind of lucky with it, and the fact that we need to get lucky makes me feel like I'm doing it wrong, you know? I want to go through this door, but I think I have to have an ability in order to get that door open. You know, like a water gauntlet or something like that. There are 2 doors from that. I don't know. There's definitely possibilities, but I think this is going to have to wait until next episode. YouTube, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye!